resolving power of grating. Okay. So here in the resolving power of grating, you have studied the what is a grating, how the diffraction takes place in the grating, right? You get a central maxima, first order principal maxima, second order principal maxima, and so on. Okay, and then I told you in the actual online lecture that what is a resolving power of any optical instrument, and what is a Rayleigh's criteria of resolution. Okay, so what is the Rayleigh's criteria of resolution? That's what is required in the case of when we understand what is the resolving power of a grating. Okay, so what is the Rayleigh's criteria of resolution? See, actually ability of the instrument, what is the resolving power of any instrument? Ability of that instrument to separate the images of the 2-point object if it is a telescope, okay, or to separate the images of 2 spectral lines which are very, very close. Okay, so here if you have 2 spectral lines, as I told you in the online lecture, lambda 1 and lambda 2, but they are very, very close. Okay, then if in the images, if this is a pattern followed of one image, then another one, second one, okay, it should be like this. Meaning what has happened? The minima of the second one falls over the maxima of the first one. Okay, same way, the minima of the first one is overlapping, or it is exactly under the maxima of the second. Then we say that the 2 images are said to be just resolved. That condition has to be satisfied. Okay, then only you can say that that particular instrument is resolving the 2 images of the objects which are very, very close together. That's called its resolving power. Okay, so we are talking about resolving power of a grating. Understood? So we are talking about resolving power of grating. You might have, I don't know, when the video is okay, I'll put it here, and I forgot to put the Bluetooth. Okay, now it will be clear. So resolving power of a grating. Okay. So here XY is a grating. Follow. This is the light which is incident from the 2 lines. Okay. One is of wavelength 5890, say lambda 1, and other one is lambda 2. But lambda 1 and lambda 2 are very, very close together. Okay. So the light which is coming from these 2 wavelength spectral lines will incident on the grating. Okay. And that is, just see, this will, moment it will incident on this, you get a central maxima at a point P. But the ray which is diffracted with an angle theta, you can see over here, it is diffracted with an angle theta. You get a diffraction pattern, that violet color you can see, this is the pattern of diffraction for a first one. Okay, the ray which is diffracted with an angle theta. Which ray? Corresponding to the wavelength lambda. Okay, the ray which has a wavelength lambda will diffract with an angle theta, and you get a principal maxima at a point P1. Okay, but P1 will be the image you will get of one spectral line of wavelength lambda 1. Okay, where it is wherever you get a maxima, there you will get the image. Okay, you will get the image like this. Okay, so here at a point P1 you will get one image of the spectral line, because here is a maxima, the ray which is diffracted with an angle theta. But along with that, there is another ray also has a wavelength lambda 2. Okay, so that ray will get diffracted with an angle theta plus d theta. Okay, you will have a separate diffraction pattern. Follow now. So this, in this color, okay, you can see that orangish color. That is a pattern for the second one. And if they are just resolved, you will get another image. You will get another image at a point P2. Okay, due to the other spectral line of wavelength lambda 2. Okay, so you have, here you can see at a point P1 you will get one spectral line, at a point P2 you will get another spectral line, which are very, very close together. And they are said to be just resolved if maxima of one at a point P1 falls on the minima of the other. This is the minima of this color. Okay, but maxima of the second one falls on the minima of the other. Here is the minima of the first and maxima of the second one. Okay, same way, the maxima of the first one and the minima of the second one both coincide. Okay, So vice versa, maxima of one coincides with the minima of the other and vice versa. Okay, then you say that Rayleigh's criteria of resolution is satisfied. Okay, in that case, when you are observing the images, okay, you will get two spectral lines which are very close together. Okay, whereas, so this is possible in the case of diffraction. Suppose if the rays are, how many wavelengths are there? Two wavelengths. Okay, lambda 1 and lambda 2. But directly if you see at the center, you will be able to see only one image, only one spectral line you will get. Okay, because it is not resolved. Directly if you see, it is not resolved. But in the diffraction pattern, instead of one, you will get the two images of the spectral lines which are very, very close together. Is it clear to you? That's because the grating has resolved the spectral lines which are very close. Otherwise, with the naked eye, you cannot see those lines, clearly. It appears as one single line. But grating can diffract, okay, with a different angle of diffraction, and you get the two spectral lines which are very close together. Okay, so how to define the resolving power of a grating? Okay, so resolving power of a grating is just the ratio of the wavelength of any one spectral line, maybe lambda 1 or lambda 2, divided by the difference in the wavelength. Okay, lambda by d lambda is a resolving power of a grating. Is it clear? That's a theoretical definition of a RP of a grating. We'll derive the expression for a resolving power of a grating. Okay, so just see, the ray which is diffracted with an angle theta, and you get a maxima at a point P1. Okay, for which condition? A plus B sin theta n is equal to n lambda. We know this condition, we have already discussed. A plus B sin theta n is equal to n lambda, and that's the equation 1. Okay, but the ray which is diffracted with an angle theta plus d theta, for a wavelength lambda plus d lambda, okay, another wavelength, we can write the same condition. Theta n gives the direction of any nth order. Okay, if I put n is equal to 1, it will give you first order. N is equal to 2, you will get a second order, and so on. Okay, so A plus B sine of theta n plus d theta, because it is this theta n plus d theta will give me the direction of any nth principal maximum. Okay, so that's at a point P2. Followed, for example, that's equal to n into lambda plus d lambda. Okay, because it is for a wavelength lambda plus d lambda. That's okay. Now, what is the third equation we'll see? This is okay, this is okay. Now, see, the maxima of the second one is falling exactly, the minima of the first, both are coincide. Okay, this is possible because the minima of the first one will come here, where there is a maxima of the second one. Okay, this is possible if, this is very important, if there is a path difference of lambda by n is introduced. Is it clear to you? Path difference of lambda by n is introduced. Okay, by, understood, when it will come at a point P2. So, the condition A plus B sin theta n plus d theta means in this angle direction, in the direction of theta n plus d theta, you get the minima of the first one. Okay, when, pay attention, angle of diffraction is theta n plus d theta, but point P2 will be a minima of the wavelength lambda 1. Okay, for that the path difference of lambda by n should be increased from n lambda. Okay, so A plus B sin theta n plus d theta. Why theta n plus d theta? Because P2 is in this angle direction. The point P2 you get at an angle theta plus theta n plus d theta. Okay, so at the path difference, extra path will be introduced to get minima at a point P2. That is n lambda plus lambda by n. So because this path difference comes lambda by n be the number of lines per centimeter in the case of grating, capital N. And small n is a order, first order, second order, and so on. Okay. So to get a minima at a point P2, then this condition should be satisfied. Okay. So if I equate 2 and 3, this left hand side is the same. So n into lambda plus d lambda is equal to n lambda plus lambda by n. Okay. So now I'll simplify. This I'll multiply. N lambda plus n into d lambda is equal to n lambda plus lambda by n. Correct? No? This n lambda will cancel. So this is n into d lambda is equal to lambda by n. Okay, or from here only I can write lambda upon d lambda. This d lambda I am taking it over here and n I will bring it here. Okay, that's equal to n into n, and that's the resolving power of a grating. Okay, n is the order and capital N is the number of lines per centimeter. Is it clear to you? So this is what is the RP of grating is. What condition should satisfy? Maxima of one spectral line should be falling on the minima of the other in the diffraction pattern. Is it clear to you? And general definition is lambda upon d lambda, which is equal to n into n. Okay. So this, using this, I have sent you some, problems also on the diffraction grating, RP of grating. So you please solve those problems. Okay. Solved problems only I have sent. Those problems you can go through. Okay. So this is what is the resolving power of a grating is. Okay.